League diff is always a bit of jungle diff, and if you have the higher ranked jungler, then you're kind of winning. But I don't know. Last game we saw a Masters mid laner. They weren't able to get the win in the end, and it came from the top lane. That just finding a really sick pick in the mid lane that just kind of absolutely ended the game in an instant. So, like you said, it's all about synergy. It's all about who plays the game better as a team.
No, I do agree. Jungle diff is always how you win the games. That's why I win so many games. Shout out.
What rank are you? What rank are you again?
I don't play ranked anymore. That's a myth.
Oh yeah. I don't play ranked anymore. You know, I'll be masters if it wasn't my team holding
back. I went to P3 and I gave up. You know, I was like, no, I got to P1 and I demoted, and I was like, no, we're done for this season. You know, but back to this game, less about solo queue. I'm super excited, you know, because I will say, Mad coming through the picks list are going to have a really nice comp, you know. I'm expecting them to have a very synergistic comp, have a tank in the top lane, have some carries in the jungle mid, have a good solid bot lane. We're going to see what does get banned out though. So you're going to see the Swain, unfortunately. I was kind of looking forward to seeing that one. The Yuumi also going to be taken away, and Viego, one of the two junglers mentioned, already off the board.
I mean, that's one way to deal with the situation. They're good at Viego and Diana. Their analyst desk were possibly talking about handshaking them. Just take them both off the board. Make it so that everyone's uncomfortable. And I mean, we saw before, you could always play stuff like the Volley Bear. There's stuff like the Hecarim. Olaf got changed. Maybe someone's been practicing a little bit of a spicy Olaf. They could go for that. So there's options for them now. The jungle meta has been shifted up a little bit. There's a lot of different picks you can go for. So taking away that comfort, forcing them onto something a little bit spicier is definitely one way to do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're going to see the Zeri band away. Ashe is the last hover. We'll see if that does get locked in there. A nice little switch up to the bot lane. They're trying to take away some of the diamond picks, and they are going to ban away the Ashe. We'll see what they do lock in from the start, because you know what? Dilution is on their pick list. That was really good in game one. Maybe they lock that in first.
I mean, also, yeah, they could go for that. The Lucian is such a strong pick. I mean, on the side of Mad as well, you could always lock in your top laner. They have a lot of blindable picks, something like that Ornn, like that Shen, but they do opt into the Graves. I mean, I'm curious. I want to know if this is jungle. We have seen a lot more jungle Graves recently than lane Graves, but there's still the opportunity for it to be flexible.
Yeah, and I like the flex on that, because I don't know how good Graves is in terms of jungle. I think that he's definitely strong. I think the lethality build is looking pretty good. We got to saw it from Koi earlier. There is a lot of power in the pick, but at the same time, I do think it's easily countered. So we'll have to see how they do flex that one. Janna has been locked in there by the side of Béticos, and that is a pick I haven't seen in a little while.
No, I think they're pre-predicting kind of an engage comp coming from Mad, obviously seeing what kind of champions they like to pick. They mostly like to go forward. They like to play front to back. Janna obviously fits into that well. Don't think this Pyke is going to be a lock-in. I'm not going to like... Okay, I'm wrong.
What?
Where's my notepad? It's going straight out the window because I don't need it anymore. I mean, one of these two is going to have to go in a lane. They're not going to be playing together. That would be absolutely mental. So, and Pyke was recently just changed. He was kind of nerfed a little bit in terms of his ultimate. So he's not really the same roam around, get fat stacks of money. He's more of like a more supportive person in terms of the cut. You have to play it a lot better. And on the flip side, we're going to see that Rakan locked in, which is also an interesting pick considering you see the Janna.
Yeah, no, obviously engaged picks can get kind of removed from their positioning with the Janna, and I'm still so shocked about this fight. We're gonna have to talk about that for a little bit in a minute. We'll have to see though what is Mad gonna pick. It looks like it's gonna be the Sion, and I like that a lot. Sion, super strong pick. Everyone knows the World Scott Challenge in Korea playing Sion. It's definitely good. It's strong. It has its tank properties as well. You don't have to just play it to kill towers and die in your own lane.
I mean, the other thing as well is it was recently changed to kind of combat the inting Sion kind of play. And he still sees play because that tank build is so strong. Obviously, with the passive, Sion can become this absolute unkillable monster. On the flip side, they're going to pick Camille. Good matchup into the Sion. Really good scaling into the late game and can dominate these 1v1s in the side lane.
Yeah, Camille, once you get ahead on Camille, it is very, very hard to get back. Cho'Gath ult on a Q, 10-second cooldown. Why would you not pick Camille?
Yeah, true. I mean, there's not many reasons to not pick it, and the benefit for me is that the fact that Camille's locked in means we're not seeing Smite center top lane, Smite Janna top lane. That is the one thing that I'm looking forward to not having to see. But we are gonna, when we go back into towards these bans.
Don't speak too soon. It might end up being like Camille jungle,
Camille
like
Pyke bot.
Yo, I'm here for that. If they lock that in, respect to you, Béticos. If you play Pyke Camille bot lane, you're wilding out here.
That's something different. Like, that's something else. If we see Camille Pyke bot, my brain is just completely out the window. But we're going to see Kai'Sa banned away. On the flip side, it's going to be that Echo taken away. Obviously, don't want this jungler to have any kind of good assassin-y picks. Talia, I've seen a lot of it being played both mid and support, obviously with the changes. But I imagine it still has potential to be played jungle. So a multiple role ban, essentially.
Yeah, and obviously we got to it a little bit earlier as well. Did look very powerful. Was not one to mess around with. Talia definitely can throw some pretty strong rocks at US. We're going to see a Vi locked in.
Oh gosh, whoever the AD carry is from Mad is having a rough time. You are not having fun. If you're Mad's AD carry, you just pack it up right now. Just say, nah, I'm not doing it. You just FF this draft because you've got Camille, you've got Vi, and you've got Pyke coming for you. And I think I was about to say it. Ezreal, Xayah, probably the only two picks that you can pick here that will keep you safe.
Yeah, there is no hope. You're gonna get locked in a box. Then you're gonna get automatically uppercutted with no possible redemption. Like this is a rough time for an ADC. A shout out to Mad's ADC because you're gonna need a lot of love. But Seraphine is the one being hovered here. I think Seraphine with Janna in the bot lane could
I don't know, man.
Well, they picked a lot of supports here, and I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't know. Béticos, what is going on? I mean, I don't know. They're just it's going a bit mental right now. They've picked Janna, they've picked Seraphine, they've picked Pyke. They're just locking in as many supports as they can, just throwing them all into a composition. You got Camille Vi. I'm not really sure how they're going to play through this comp. Mads is a lot easier to talk about because it makes a lot more sense. You've got a lot of, you've got a really power farming heavy jungler that scales super well, top lane that scales well. Sylas has good ultimates to steal away. He skirmishes well. Ezreal just kind of going to stay safe with this Rakan. They're not. They don't want to get cheesed, essentially. And whenever you come up against some kind of cheese like this, your main aim as a bot lane is just stay safe, get to late game, because you're going to have more consistent damage.
Basically help out in other countries that need it, and it is a really good cause and can be, well, all the money that is used will be used very wisely and have a big impact.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for, really. We just want to help out the community, and I think as we get into this game, we are going to get something a bit spicier. We had a quiet game last game, but we are going to get a level 1 invade, and invading into Sion could be a rough situation.
Oh, it could be. There's the big Desert Smash. Gets no knock up. There was no stun on the Pyke there, and now they may be looking to turn this one around. A hook, dance, land, Vi, going to be able to walk away. Sion taking a decent chunk of damage, but not going to be risking getting low anytime soon. And we've not seen any crazy level 1s just yet, but this one, a little bit spicy, Sion almost getting that knockup.
Yeah, getting a bit greedy on that one. Didn't want to just knock up the Pyke, wanted to get more members, so held it, and then it ended up running out, so not able to find anything there. No summon is used on either side. It's just going to be a bit of poke onto the laners, but a quick trip back to base will sort all that. When we look across where these junglers are starting, once again, we have opposite side pathing with this Grave starting top side and this Vi starting in the bot jungle.
And I'm a little bit surprised. I know that obviously there is the potential to try and gank onto the spot lane. Rakan could set up for the Graves, but I am a little bit shocked that they're not going to the top side when Sion potentially setting up for Camille, but also red buff, maybe looking for an invade onto Vi could potentially occur. But either way, Vi is going to be playing for that top side, which is no surprise. Obviously, trying to get the kill onto that side and get Camille ahead is going to be the name of the game.
I think part of it is just the fact that, there's a nice double knockup, gets a bit of poke through.
And it is quite a bit of damage going from Ezreal. There's the ignite. They pick up the kill onto Seraphine. They shouldn't be able to get more, but we talked about early game going Mad's way, and they've already found themselves a kill.
Yeah, neither of them wanting to flash out of that Rakan W. Finds a lovely double knock up there from BespoKe. So the Mad's bot lane able to get a single kill over to themselves, which is going to suit them really well with this Ezreal lane. Going to be able to base, possibly either get a tier or, depending on how much gold they have, they'll be able to move towards that Sheen and win lane even harder. But just kind of harping back to this Graves, I think part of it comes from, yes, they probably won't be able to gank the bot lane if this Janna Seraphine plays it well, because they have so much disengage. But they kind of just want to power farm and keep safe. They know they have a better chance in the late game, and you don't want to really risk it by throwing it in a 2v2 in the top side.
Yeah, no, that is pretty fair. That is pretty fair from the Graves. And as we said, the late game skating for them is so good. So they, very similar to in the last game for Misfits, they just have to keep the tempo pretty slow and not lose any major advantages in the pre-15 to 20 minutes.
And in the top lane, it's already kind of a rough situation with this Sion, getting pushed in, getting poked out. Has that Doran shield to give a bit more healing, but in the bot lane again, another
Janna,
trade.
they're going to be able to get a good knock away, and they are going to have to step back. But it is a rough down there for Béticos. MADR really putting down the pressure. The Ezreal getting a lot of damage off in these trades. Already picked up one, they're looking for another, but no ignite does make it a little bit harder to secure those kills.
And I think the thing is, yes, Janna can stop the Rakan W and cancel out that knockup, but it's not the easiest mechanical play to make. You need to kind of predict it's happening and almost throw it early, because you need to stop him mid-travel time. As soon as that circle appears on the floor, Rakan is going to commit to that knockup no matter the CC. So right now, Paco Sanz on Béticos not really able to find that effective peel just yet.
Yeah, not just yet, but we'll see if it does kind of change over the course of the game. I will give a benefit of doubt to the level 6s, because obviously, as we said, Camille, Vi, Pyke, they all get very strong level 6s. Seraphine as well becomes very dominant once they do get that ult. So there is still a little bit of wiggle room to the side of Béticos. It's not all over just yet.
Yeah, definitely not. Béticos still has opportunities. We spoke again. The mid-game power spike, that's the part that we're looking for. It's not the early game. That early game is good, but their mid-game is oh so strong. When they can get towards these mythics, when Pyke can start to roam around the map and look for side lane plays, but in the top lane, we're going to see a gank.
Here comes Vi, good flash, gets the knockback, and the ignite is ticking over, but Sanz just about going to live that one. He'll be able to stay alive as now. Janna trying to put a bit of poke there onto Ezreal. Will get a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough to really write home the bell.
Ezreal up 10 CS already is going to pick up that wave, be up even more, and it's not the biggest issue in the world. Seraphine obviously going to build more of a supportive build. Her items are going to be a bit cheaper, most likely going to, if they are building towards AP, going to build that chem tech, probably second or third, so it is a cheaper build for them than this Ezreal, but still not good that you're this far behind early for them.
Yeah, not good at the moment, and we're seeing Camille trying to put a bit more pressure onto this side. I mean, these are farming really well, has been able to get a ever so slight lead, so making sure that they're at least even in this lane, and they're staying in it, you know. Obviously, got forced back, had to TP back in, but is definitely holding their own for the moment, and we'll see if that favor does change over. Obviously, Alligator has a lot of pressure in this lane, and once they do get 6, things will start to ramp up.
Yeah, when they get 6, it's the big power point for them. Also, the Divine Sundering, once again, once they get to that point in the game, they are going to gain a good bit of power. But Jungle King has found their way to the bot lane, and it's a good wave state for the side of Mad, and they're going to be able to freeze this one up.
Yeah, and there is a ward, so he won't be able to get in on the gank, but as you said, the pressure being put down there forces him to walk away, and it just gives that time for Ezreal to start setting up that wave state, keep the wave near them, and just cause them problems and force them to back away.
And I think the main benefit for Béticos is the fact that this Ezreal hasn't had a chance to base yet, which means he hasn't spent this gold, hasn't built towards that tier yet, and hasn't started stacking that item up. So it's going to delay that power spike for a good little bit of time. Is Alligator just poking onto Movius here? And bot lane, there's going to be a bit of action.
Oh, Paco, you're a little bit far forward there. The knock-up going to be flashed away, but there's a slow from the smoke screen. Flash from Graves is going to be exhausted, so the damage is a bit lower. And Vi going to make their way down bot lane, going aggressive here. Maybe not the best option as Ezreal getting a bit of damage down, but Vi staying pretty shielded up. Will have to back away, though, inevitably, as it is just a little bit too much kite coming out from the side of Mad.
And that's the point where they're strongest, when they have that Vi in that lane, when you have the 2 supports kind of buffing up this bruiser. But Carzzy Fanboy going forwards.
Oh, there's a Vi going in with a big right hand. They're finding the punch to finish it. Oh, knockout blow. Sending Rakan back to the base. And woo, we talked about Mad finding those kills. But Béticos are the one that get one in the bot lane.
And it's just their snap decisions. And Seraphine, we spoke about it, is no slouch for damage, has a lot of ability power and a lot of base damage as well, along with that execute that comes along with the Q. Not the execute, apologies, the bonus damage from hitting targets that are low. Definitely means that you have to watch out if you are this mad bot lane.
Yeah, and we talked about that because they need to get those early leads. That's exactly what we want to see from them, getting those small advantages. And we look to the mid lane, Pyke not having the greatest of times, I will say. Definitely not necessarily enjoying it against the Sylas, but nonetheless still managing to farm up and keeping themselves even in those.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's going to get to a certain point where the Pyke just kind of has to make that decision and go, I'm going to lose a wave, but I need to roam for my team. Because that's kind of where you pick mid lane Pyke. It's not for the 1v1 prowess. It's for his insane roaming ability and ability to make plays. And if you're stuck in this lane 1 versus 1 against Sylas, it's always going to be a rough situation for you.
Yeah, no doubt. He is going to be able to get some plates, though. We'll be able to get a little bit extra gold and should be able to just easily base off of this. And has kept the tempo slow against Camille. Obviously, we did talk about that 1-item power spike. That's where she's going to really start to become a bit of a problem. But Sion, so far, keeping to the game plan. And the game plan for Mad is just to play it slow and steady. You know, they will win the race. They are the tortoise in this matchup.
They're the tortoise, but they're taking themselves a nice early lead, which is definitely a good sight to see. And a lot of it's just coming through the CS differential. Carzzy Fanboy in the bot lane able to beat out Limón on that Ezreal versus Seraphine matchup. In the mid lane, we spoke about Sylas Pyke just briefly, but Sylas, he has so much more dueling potential. Pyke is this roaming champion, and if Pyke can't make plays on the map, he's always going to fall behind.
Camille, they're going to be knocked up. We'll get a bit of damage back, but you know what? Sion starting to cause some problems and actually starting to win these trades a little bit, but not going to be able to get the smash on that one, but does cause big damage to the minion wave. Should be able to clean that one up pretty easily.
And that's the thing, Camille outscales, but in the early game, Sion has a lot of good trading opportunities because he's going to get plated, he's going to get bramble, but he's going to get ganked now.
He is going to get ganked. We do see the Rakan making their way up top as well, so would have been a 2v2, and Jungle King and Sylas, who's now going to go aggressive, were near. choJHIN is going to be able to get away, but Herald taking over to the side of Graves. Again, Mad picking up a few early leads, and now they should be able to leverage this into some plays.
Looking to push out through the mid lane, getting this Sylas ahead is one of the main carries. And right now, they're in a really happy game state, MADR. They're pushing mid, they're going to use this Rift Herald, they're going to get some easy money onto this Sylas. And if you're the side of Béticos, you need to make something happen here.
Oh, but hold on 1 second, we're going to see a big knock up there coming out of the fight. They pick up 1 kill already, but here comes the Pyke trying to turn it around. They find some more kills, as Sylas was the one that took the my mistake. And it is now going to be Janna trying to survive. He's trying to find the kill, gets the stun, looking for the last bit of damage, but not going to be able to find it just yet. And this Sylas is so dead. Oh, the snipe from Ezreal picks up the kill with the true shot barrage, and it is Mad once again coming out on top.
What a snipe just from long range. The Ezreal coming up huge there, giving them a winning fight in the end. And we spoke about them funneling gold into this Sylas. Talk about gold, 2 more kills over to that champion, and Mad already sitting at a 2.5k gold lead, just in time to look for this dragon.
It is not what you wanted to see if you're a Béticos fan. Mad right now are letting their prowess show, and they are very strong. And now over to the weather report, we are going to start off with some sunny skies, some hot weather, although hold on 1 second, the side is going to go very aggressive. Limón, let's pick up the kill though.
Unable to find anything there, and in the top lane, Movius pretty much full build already. As soon as he got those steel caps, he's where he needs to be against this Camille. And it is going to get better for Camille. As soon as Camille can get towards the Divine, start to build up a few items, going to outscale this Sion, because that true damage is going to get bigger and bigger. But at the moment, with that Sion having that large amount of armor, means that they are just able to tank through these combos.
Yeah, and gumayusί, we said how dangerous this Sylas is going to be for those squishies. Already starting to get that lead, is starting to become a little bit problematic. You do need to keep your tabs on to the Sylas. But I'm excited for these fights. You know, 3k lead for Mad Lions. We'll see if the side of Béticos can start to turn this one around, though. Can they maybe start to find some picks and bring the game a little bit more even?
And that's really what the all-important thing is gumayusί, expecting there to be more kills, has picked up the destined book, or the death note as some might like to call it.
Oh, he has got the magic justice. We now see BespoKe. They're going to be able to get the knockup on to Limón, who is trying to get away with the damage from Ezreal. Is pretty righteous. One more will pick up the kill as he gets a true shot barrage in the Sanz, trying to keep that ADC alive, but it is not possible as we see the Pyke lurking around this bot side. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get there as Paco taking so much damage from those Mystic shots.
They're trying to do a good job bait it there, but they're just not overcommitting. Well played from MADR is in the top lane. Another trade coming through.
And it is going to be the Hexag Ultimatum thrown down by Camille. Here comes by Mobius. Good flash away, but it's going to be knocked up now by a bit more damage, but gets stunned by the Sion, who's still alive. He gets another dismaying smash, and here comes Sylas, picks up the kill, and Camille on the run, trying to get away. The Hexag Ultimatum, double kill to the Sylas, and another play going the way of Mad.
And it looked so good for them, looked so easy. They were like, yes, simple kill onto the Sion, no worries at all. But he just survived so long, and that's the issue. You have an AD threat in the form of Camille, an AD threat in the form of Vi. Means that when he's stacking this much armor, Sion becomes nigh unkillable, and they're just not able to secure it. Nice rotations from Mad means they're able to pull themselves into a 5,500 gold lead only 13 minutes into the game.
And Limón trying to put some pressure on to Carzzy Fanboy, but it's Ezreal. He just has to stand so far away, keep using those Mystic shots and keep himself safe.
Jungle King found someone in the jungle.
Right, he is maybe under some pressure. Going to try and fight this one. Does get the smite onto the red buff, and now trying to look to turn this one around. But it's going to be Camille that comes there first, but it doesn't make a difference. Graves is so strong right now as TP in the bot side as well. Pyke made a roam down, but it's now going to be knocked up. And here comes Sylas. A lot of damage coming through. Will pick up the kill. It's Rakan that takes them in the end. It's Alligator now being chased under their tier 2. One more shot to finish it all, but the minions are going to play MVP, and they will block the Graves from doing any more damage.
True homies right there. Minions sacrificing themselves for the cause, keeping Alligator alive. But unfortunately, same thing couldn't happen in the bot side as choJHIN looks for a roam. But with that teleport available on the Sylas, just follows it up instantly. No worries at all. And oh, this is just mean, Jungle King.
Pretty rough right now. 7k gold lead over to the side of Mad. They take the top tier 1, the mid tier 1. They're looking to maybe get the third in the bot side as well. They are really stumping their dominance into this game.
Yeah, they're just constantly, they found a lead and they are running away with it. And we spoke about for Béticos, it's going to be concerning for them as an engage is happening in the jungle, but a nice peel there through the form of the tornado keeps Paco Sanz alive.
Oh, and Camille, they're looking for the encore, didn't manage to get enough distance on that, and it was a good dodge away from NujaRenk. And they are going to try and take this blue buff, but it will be contested. Smite away from Vi does pick it up as they're now going to go aggressive onto the Ezreal. Will this time not be the play? The double charm on the Rakan comes through, but they are going to pick up one. Pyke finding a kill, now looking for the second, but not able to land the ult. And now gumayusί going to be caught out, but turns around, does a lot of damage, but they do pick up the kill. Go for it, 2 for 1 in favor of Béticos. They're finally finding wins in these fights, and they are able to get out safely as well.
choJHIN just smurfed that fight, but it's not over yet, Jay.
Ooh, Graves with the damage. End of the line is exactly what it says on the tin, and he puts this Seraphine back in the bin. Back to base you go, because there is no chance of living that one. Graves just doing so much damage at the moment, and it is dangerous to be anywhere near Jungle King.
And we saw the opportunity there. Big combination in the jungle. And the Seraphine could do a lot of damage when in these chokes. But in the end, it did not matter. Jungle King was rotating down, found themselves a kill, and is going to find themselves the dragon as well. And that's going to be an Ocean Dragon picked up, which means we won't have that soul.
We aren't going to have that soul, but we are going to get the mountain soul. So here comes the new geology of the rift. A few rocks will be rising. And if you're playing Graves, I feel like this is a good thing. You know, you get even more chances to use end of the line perfectly, as we are going to see Alligator trying to close down Mobius. The whole squad is here. The sound is very tanky.
Sion should be able to...
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to have to run away from that, and that was going to be not okay. That was going to be not okay.
I thought he was going to drift king around in the jungle. I was like, there's not really much of a chance of getting out, but luckily the execute from the Pyke just takes him down, and yeah, they found a pick on the side. Well done, Béticos. Pyke's able to roam, but on the flip side, you're also losing a lot in your side lanes. We see the CS differentials that are popping up right now. Sylas, 143 to 77. It's just going to get worse in this situation, but Béticos, they're doing the right thing to try find themselves advantages.
Yeah, they are trying to find some advantages, but Mad are just very, very strong right now. They're going to be able to find the Herald as well. And it's just going from good to better for them. They're finding all these advantages, and they might be looking for more, as we are going to see. Rakan trying to get into range, but gets knocked up by the Vine. Could be in big trouble, actually. Going to be able to get away, and does dash and flash his way out of there. Oh, sorry, no flash, just dash. And he is back to safety. And a risky play still doesn't cost Mad anything.
I mean, it's Rakan. He has 3 dashes and a speed up. He's so difficult to catch, and we saw it there. Almost a really nice CC chain from Béticos. And they have... Oh, choJHIN just trying to go for the execute there, but doesn't manage it. And 1 minute 30 seconds now until the Baron. Neither team has that huge amount of DPS onto that objective. But we said that last game, and we still saw 2 Baron sneaks, so who knows what can happen.
Yeah, who knows? Anything can happen. You know, as you said, 2 Baron sneaks has really changed my perspective on what can occur in League of Legends. But I will say, I would be even more surprised if it's going to be Béticos to get a Baron sneak at all in this game, because it does feel like Mad have the pressure, and they're even starting to set up around this top, so they're able to get the wards into this jungle and therefore start putting pressure when that objective does spawn in 1 minute.
Yeah, they're going to start choking them out from vision now, and we might see another fight in this top half of the jungle, as there's already a scrap going on in the top lane.
And Alligator just trying to do some damage for Sanz. It's not taking it. It's in the middle of this jungle. There's so much damage. Rakan with the double kill there, getting it with the grand entrance. And now it's going to be Jungle King turning around this top lane fight. Sion just took so much punishment and did not die. And it's going to be Alligator that gets sent to the face. A little bit more damage straight in their face is enough. NujaRenk in between 4. See yourself out of this door. Back to base they go as well, and they're just going to look for more. It's going to be the top tier 2 that they try and take. They've got the Rift Herald, they've got the damage. It should be an easy take.
And I think you're happy with your gumayusί in this game. We spoke about before. So many good ultimates to steal. Takes the encore on that one. Snipes off Limón there, and it's just so well played.
Ooh, choJHIN almost finding a beautiful combination, but just surviving, although not for much longer, was Carzzy Fanboy, who does finally get taken down. 1 for 1 is the trade in top, but they get a charge of Shelly, and that means that tower is very, very low. They can reset now. 1 minute 20 until the next Drake. No objectives on the board.
I mean, Carzzy Fanboy just wanted to be involved. Was just feeling a bit left out, so decided to go in on that one. Makes sense. But 1 minute until Dragon, like you said, would be sole point if Mad's able to pick it up. And Jungle King is going to find a pick here.
Ooh, maybe, but NujaRenk has support. They're trying to turn this one around. They will be able to pick up the kill, but as you said, Jungle King will not go down without a fight and will pick up 1 kill for themselves and is looking very ferocious. This Graves is looking very strong.
Graves is just a champion that just deals so much damage, and now building towards possibly either a Sherelda's or a Lord Dominic's, depending on what they're going for. It is going to be that Sherelda's in the end, so the damage just goes up even more. And I would even expect with the amount of shielding in this game to build towards that Serpent's Fang, cut that damage off completely, and it would kind of shut down Béticos' idea of how they want to play towards these team fights.
Indeed. Ooh, no, we do see a true shot barrage going ever so slightly wide. Just throwing that one out for free. As Sanz in big trouble there, taking a little damage from the Mystic Shot. And they're just walking forward slowly but surely. And they get the knockup onto Vi, and she just absolutely disappears off the rift. She goes, and now Pyke getting the hook onto the Sun. Maybe not the person you want to target, as the Monsoon tries to keep some distance, but it does not matter. It's just Mad diving crazily underneath these towers, and they just have the power to do what they want to do.
spoke, making good out of a bad situation there, gets hooked in, decides he's just going to use that hook as essentially a little mini dash to start off the engage, and finishes up with a tower dive. And with how ahead MADR are, it's super easy for them to execute that, and they're going to take the dragon, put themselves on soul point, and move towards this Baron.
It is another Drake, as you said, third Drake, one away from Mountain Soul. So not only for Christmas, it is forever. And the Baron buff, not the same though, only for 3 minutes if they do claim this one. And we are to see, maybe there's a steal potential here. NujaRenk getting close, but not going to be able to dive in as old choJHIN taking a very dangerous step forward.
Going for it, they're trying to maybe find a cheeky little steal, but is able to get out Pyke a lot of safety in that champion, so keeps themselves alive. But 13,000 gold for MADR in the lead, and they're still standing gold on the map. They can take those tier 2s that are left up, they can push towards these inhibitors. They have the Baron, should be easy for them to do so. And for Béticos, your chances are looking slim, but we see that there's potential there. One good engage, one good team fight, and they can find themselves a lot of gold in the form of shutdowns.
Oh, Ezreal with a lot of damage there from a Mystic shot, almost picking up a lot of damage, but a lot of healing though, I will say, coming out of Limón there. Basically able to heal up full and keeping themselves very much safe. But I feel like it's a matter of time. It's all about when rather than if. They are looking to pressure this tier 2, although saying that, gumayusί being pulled back does cause some problems. But they are just pushing the towers. Sion is causing so much problems for Alligator as well that I feel like he can just keep the split push back as well.
It's just, it's such an aggressive way to play the game, constantly forcing the issue. There's a hook in.
Oh, just hook in, but NujaRenk goes down immediately, and that's going to be Pyke as well, removed from the game. Limón is almost the next, but will survive. It's going to be gumayusí, going to be knocked up, but still just safe underneath that tower. They're looking to close this one out potentially pretty shortly, as they just have that pressure. But actually, they've said, you know what, we're going to step back, we're going to reset, we're going to take this one slow and do it properly.
Decide to set up the waves, push in with the Baron, makes it super easy, super simple for them. And we spoke about before, Sion getting to that unkillable point, winning that side lane matchup against this Camille, stacked full armor, and Alligator is going to have opportunities later if this game goes far enough to actually be able to kill this Sion. But at the moment, it's just, they're just at such a big deficit that Béticos just can't find a way into this game.
Yeah, Graves now even on the split push himself, looking for that top tower. It's going to be Sion stepping forward, causing a little bit of problems for Camille. Will force them to use the Hextech ultimatum, and they are going to have to back away for now. But here comes the charm, the quickness, just setting up so nicely to pick up that kill on the bot side, and this should be the tower as well. The inhibit's going to be opened, as now, side of Béticos, they have to leave that top side. They have to do something about this bot lane.
And it's just so they can just tank the turrets as much as they want, and the fight's going to carry on.
Collateral damage. choJHIN going to go down as well. 2 more kills in the base, and I feel like this could be the game. Béticos came through with a different team comp, and it was a shame that it didn't work out, but it is going to be how it be. MADR going to be stepping forward, and that sound is loud as they are stamping themselves as a very strong contender in this tournament. Another kill onto the Janna. They're just waiting, trying to dive. A little bit of audacious here. They're going to get the buy. They pick up the kill here. Now potentially going to look for the Camille as well. Jungle King is still up though. Should be able to clear off this tower, and that should be the Nexus. MAD finishing off the last game with a potential win here. Although saying that, might not be able to just yet. Jungle King going to go down. Carzzy Fanboy trying to end the game. Will he be able to do enough damage? It's going to go pretty close, but he doesn't. The base, he gets killed off. And is this the comeback story we didn't think about?
I mean, we're still here, Jreal. We're still watching this game. It's any single until that Nexus explodes, there is always a chance. And yes, it's a 16,000 gold deficit, but Béticos able to find some shutdowns there, able to get themselves a bit of money. And if MAD doesn't take the game seriously, it could go out of their grasp in an instant.
It could. I will say it's
a long shot.
Very loose. It could. You know, it's kind of like a low percentage. You know, hard RNG on that one. But I do agree with you. I think that if MAD don't take it seriously and they do start to maybe make a few bad calls here and there, things could turn around. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, because Soul is about to come up. So unless Béticos can fight for Soul, I do think the game is going to be on an even longer timer for them to get back into this game.
Yeah, Soul on Science seems a little bit rough, but they want to end it right here, right now, JReal.
Oh, we're going to block there onto the Sanz. Does stop the charge, and now we're going to see if Alligator can kill off Sion in time. It's basically PvE in that respect, but a good knockback. They're actually keeping themselves very far away from this Nexus. They're holding Sion off for the moment.
Sion
they
can't
have
die.
the ways to stop them moving, and they're going to be able to stand it for a bit longer. Is he going to be able to get killed off? They pick up the knockup. They get some more damage down. They will kill off the Sion, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's going rage mode. They haven't managed to do it. It's gonna be the team to come through. It's a kill to Sylas out of nowhere, and they pick up the win. I need to go turn my lights on. Give me a second.